Christmas Eve, 1945, Fayetteville, West Virginia. The Sodder family, George, Jenny, and their 10 children were gathered for the holiday. Gifts were opened. The fireplace was warm. Laughter filled the air. By morning, 5 of the children were gone. Not missing in the traditional sense, not kidnapped in the night. They were believed to have perished in a fire that consumed their home. But here's the problem: no remains were ever found. No bones, no teeth, no trace. This is the disappearance of the Sodder children, one of America's most disturbing unsolved mysteries. The Sodder family, George and Jenny Sodder, were Italian immigrants who had built a good life in Fayetteville. George owned a successful trucking business. They were respected in the community and lived in a 2-story wood frame house with their 10 children. But not everyone liked them. George was outspoken, especially about his dislike of Benito Mussolini, the Italian fascist leader. He had strong political opinions and it made enemies. In the weeks leading up to the fire, strange things began to happen. A man came to the house offering life insurance, and when George refused, he warned, "Your house is going to go up in smoke and your children are going to be destroyed." Another man was seen inspecting the family's fuse box, claiming it was dangerous. George thought it was odd, as the wiring had recently been inspected and approved. There were also reports of a car parked along the highway, watching the Sodder home. The night of the fire, around 12:30 a.m., on December 25, 1945, the Sodder family went to sleep. 5 of the children were upstairs: Morris 14, Martha 12, Louis 9, Jenny 8, and Betty 5. Shortly after, Jenny heard a loud thump on the roof, followed by a rolling noise. Moments later, smoke began to fill the house. The fire spread quickly. George, Jenny, and 4 of the children escaped, but 5 did not. George tried to go back inside, but the staircase was engulfed in flames. He ran to grab his ladder; it was missing. He attempted to start his trucks to drive up and reach the 2nd floor. They wouldn't start, even though they worked perfectly the day before. Neighbors tried to help. A call to the fire department went unanswered for hours. Firefighters didn't arrive until 8 a.m. By then, the house was reduced to ash. No remains, no closure despite the intense fire. No remains of the 5 children were ever found. No bones, no bodies. Investigators claimed the fire was hot enough to cremate them entirely. But experts disagreed. House fires rarely reach temperatures that obliterate bone, especially in such a short time. Jenny tested this theory herself, burning animal bones in a stove. They never fully disintegrated. The family became convinced the children didn't die in the fire. Strange clues surfaced in the weeks, months, and years that followed. A witness claimed to have seen the children peering out of a passing car as the fire burned. A woman in Charleston reported seeing them with Italian-looking adults in a hotel room weeks later. A photo was sent to the Sodders in the 1960s of a young man believed to be Louis Sodder, grown up. On the back was a cryptic message: "Louis Sodder, I love brother Frankie. Little boys." A 90132 or 35. The family hired private detectives. They spoke to psychics. They put up a billboard near their home that stayed up for over 40 years, pleading for answers. Despite all efforts, the mystery endured. Theories and speculation the children were kidnapped, possibly by someone with ties to the Italian mafia or anti-Mussolini groups. George's political views may have made the family a target. The fire was a cover-up. The house was intentionally burned to hide the abduction, a botched rescue attempt. Some believe the children were taken to be saved but were never returned for reasons unknown. They did perish in the fire, and the evidence was simply destroyed or lost. But even modern fire experts say this is unlikely. The FBI and local authorities closed the case in the 1950s, declaring the children dead in the fire. The Sodder family never believed it. George and Jenny died never knowing what happened to their children. Legacy of the disappearance: the billboard along Route 16 became a symbol of relentless hope. Thousands of travelers passed by, reading the faces and names of the 5 missing Sodder children. To this day, the case remains unsolved. There were no arrests, no confirmed sightings, no DNA evidence, just one burning question. What really happened on that cold Christmas night? Was it a tragic accident or the perfect crime? Sometimes the scariest mysteries aren't found in haunted houses or dark forests. They're hidden in the silence of official reports, unanswered phones, and closed cases. The disappearance of the Sodder children is a story of fire, fear, and a family that never stopped searching. And maybe, somewhere, someone still knows the truth. Like, subscribe, and share if you believe the truth still matters. Drop your theory in the comments below.